up. Yeah. So I just got a call for a job. All right. No worries. Okay. I always say where there's a will, there's a way, right? So we're going to get it done. All right. By the grace of God, we're going to get it done. Okay. Because I can do all things through the Lord who gives me strength. All right. So I'm just going to have the faith of a mustard seed and try to move a molehill here. Try to move a mountain. But, got a job. Right. Temp agency calls. Hey, you gotta come in because we have to update your ID and your social security card. Great. Except I've been homeless for 2 years and I have no idea where my social security card is. So that's problem number one, right? In order to acquire a social security card, I have to have my birth certificate. Again, I don't have that. I don't know where that's at. Perhaps my father does, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe I should call him for the first time in a long time. I'm pretty sure he does. I don't think he'd know where it's at after so many years, but I'm pretty sure my father's got the birth certificate. So I'm just thinking through this live with you, okay? But in order to get the social security card, I have to have ID, birth certificate, okay? So birth certificate, we might be able to get that. ID, I don't have that. It has to be a valid ID, okay? It cannot be expired. Mine is currently expired because I haven't had a job in over a year. And guess what? It happened to expire in the last year or two. So, expired ID. That's the problem. Now, in order to acquire my ID, I need to have proof of address in the form of 2 pieces of mail. I don't have an address. I don't have 2 pieces of mail. I don't have a bank account because they closed my bank account due to inactivity because I haven't had a job in over a year. These are the problems I now need to solve with no car, no money, and no help at all. So I got on the phone with my father. My father is currently at a cardiac appointment. My father had open heart surgery not too long ago. I was not open about that on social media. I typically don't talk about family or my father or anybody else. I try to refrain from that as much as possible on my social media. But I did call the man, and he did answer as he always does. I love you, Dad. This is maybe the second time I've ever mentioned him ever since I've been doing social media. But once he gets out of this cardiac appointment, he is going to go see if he can find my birth certificate. And we are going to go through this extremely stressful process of figuring out how in the hell to get myself an ID without the 2 pieces of mail for verification. I don't know. Bank statement will work as one of them. But again, I'm kind of stuck in this catch-22 where I need 2 pieces of mail to get the ID. So that's the first problem. And then I need the ID to get the social security card. So that's the second problem. In order to get the social security card, I need the birth certificate. In order to get the birth certificate, I need the ID and the social security card. Now do you see where I'm stuck? Did you catch that? I need 2 pieces of mail to get the ID. I need the ID to get the social security card. And I need the birth certificate to get the social security card as well. So I'm kind of locked up here. I don't know how we're going to do this. But I got to be to the temp agency that found me this job by 2:30. So that's the first time stamp. Okay, so my first concern is to get there by 2:30 so that I can sign the I-9s and the W-2s and all the appropriate paperwork and I can start work tomorrow. Okay? So, we're clear, right? But this means that my father, who does not like to be bothered, ever, now has to drop everything in his life in order to cater to his grown son, who should be responsible enough to handle these things. All right? And me and my father are like salt and vinegar. We don't mix. So it's going to be really stressful, but like I said, as long as I make it to the temp agency to sign these forms by 2:30, I get this job. And that means I got till Friday, which is 48 hours, to get my birth certificate, my ID, and my social security card. No matter what that entails. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to try to go to my old bank, get a bank statement. Like, where there's a will, there's a way, okay? Just have faith, all right? Trust me. Trust me when I say that man can move mountains, all right? I don't talk about God on my social media, but I did say I'm going to start talking about it, okay? Because he's a major part of this big picture, okay? And so today, I'm giving credit where credit's due. And I'm telling you, before this even happens, the homeless man got a job, okay? I just got to get to the temp agency, sign these forms before 2:30, and then I have till Friday to rectify the situation with the paperwork. So if you're just now joining in this live stream, you kind of missed it. Feel free to go back and watch. But the homeless man got a job, y'all. So just remember, where there's a will, there's a way. And when it feels like there ain't no will and it feels like there ain't no way, just have a little faith, all right? Love yourself, love others, love the world around you. Peace.